Right, guys, welcome to this live stream here between Australia and France today. It should be a cracker of a game, and we're quickly going to have a look through what you guys think going to happen in this one as well. Let me just get that poll quickly set up. So, out of 19 votes, you guys have gone 68% with the Wallabies and 32%. Or 35% now goes to France. So, first and foremost, what we need to know about this game is that France will be fielding a second team, basically. I don't know if there's too many injuries or what the case might be, but we won't have a top France side today playing against Australia. So, let's quickly go and have a look at the lineups for this game. First of all, Australia's one, Tom Banks, Tom Wright, Hunter Paisami, Matt Tamua, America Corabetti, Noah Lalicio, and Jake Gordon. So, formidable side, probably close to their best side that they will field all year. So, the likes of Tom Banks, definitely one of the key players in that Australian backline. Tom Wright has been playing really well for the Brumbies as well. So, deservingly that he gets an opportunity again, because there hasn't been too many standout performers for Australia on the number 14 position. Then Hunter Paisami gets the nod at number 13, playing for the Reds. He's done a great job so far for Australia. So Matt Tamua, I think, has been called as not being able to play today. So it will be interesting to see who comes up in his place as well. Then Marika Corabetti, his form hasn't been great for the Wallabies, or not for the Wallabies, but for the Rebels as of late. So he'll be looking to spark some magic for Australia at number 11. Then Noah Lalicio, definitely a guy, a youngster coming through, and I'm a little bit surprised that they went with Jake Gordon instead of Tate McDermott. So it will be interesting to see if he gets to play in the second half. He is on the bench, so a lot expected from him as well. Albert Trutter says, hello, greetings from Perth. People very confident over here for a Wallaby win. Should be a good one. Yeah, so I also expect a Wallaby victory today. I just can't see a second string France side winning the Wallabies here today. But you never know. It might just turn out that way. Sparrow Maravillas has also joined in saying, hello, how's it going, Sparrow? Hope you're all well today and ready for this game. So let's quickly go and have a look at the forwards of Australia for this game. Harry Wilson, Michael Hooper, Rob Valentini, Lucan Salakai Lotto, Matt Phillip, Alan Alatoa, Brandon Paenga Mosa, and James Slipper. So, Harry Wilson just continuing on his great form that he's been showing for the Reds. I'm expecting him to have a really good game. Then Michael Hooper, let's see how Japan has treated Michael Hooper. We've seen the likes of Makazolo Mapimpi coming back from Japan and playing an absolute blinder for the Sharks. So, hopefully Michael Hooper will have the same effect. Then Rob Valentini, expect Australia to bash it up forward. We've seen him do it a lot of times for the Brumbies throughout Super Rugby Trans-Tasman. So, expect him to take up that ball from the line out, running straight at France. I just don't see it going any other way. Then Lucan Salakai Lotto, strong ball carrier as well, good line-out option. So expect him also to try and bash his way up through the middle. Then Matt Phillip, not that highly rated from my side, but a quality player and won't let this team down. I would have loved to see the likes of Darcy Swine maybe getting a chance ahead of Matt Phillip today, but he is on the bench, so let's see what he can bring to the party. Then Alan Alatoa and James Slipper, very lucky to get that starting berth ahead of Tanela Tupou as well as Angus Bell, because for me, those two are the future of Australian rugby, and it will be interesting to see what kind of impact they make from the bench today. Brandon Paenga Mosa has been really good so far. Lakeland Nonigan on the bench for them, so between those two, probably not too much of a difference between the two. 11J said has joined in as well. Hope you are well. I'm very well, thank you, 11J said. Then Sparrow asked me, what are your thoughts on Rugby 22 and the postponement of the Bulls game? So on Rugby 22, Sparrow, I will not be commenting as, there is some issues there. So I'm not allowed to really comment on Rugby 22 at this stage. So what I'll do is the postponement of the Bulls game, they did say that they're trying to accommodate the game just before the first test against the Springboks. So, what are my thoughts? Probably the best provincial side will not have a crack at the British and Irish Lions, but let's hope that changes as well. Then Shadow Ninja Ghost is joining, saying, hi, bro. How's it going? And then Ann Neville, Kiwi in the house, backing the Aussies today. So a lot of support for the Australians today, and rightfully so. I do feel that they will be beating this French side today, which is not looking that great at all. And Aniket says, all the best to both teams. And the old Brits, how many Dan Shea do you have? What is a Dan Shea, Diavolt? I might be a little bit confused there. So while we wait, we're quickly going to have a look through the French side. And like I said, they're pulling up a second string side today. So, let's quickly go through it. Melvin Jaminet, don't know him. Damien Pinot, we all know he's a strong runner with ball in hand. He's a big guy, can get over that advantage line, good on defense. So, expecting a lot from Damien Pinot. And then Arthur Vincent as well. We have seen him play on the wing before for France, so a lot is expected from him as well today. Then Jonathan Dante, a big guy, if it's the guy that I'm thinking about. So he will definitely try and get over that advantage line, hit the caps, try to do really good in defense. So interesting pick there at number 12. Then Gavin Villiers, I have no idea how he plays. Louis Carbonell, we know a youngster coming through very nicely. And France Rugby is really blessed with some really good youngsters in the side as well. So interesting to see how Louis Carbonell will fare. In Baptiste, the Kulut, I have no idea how he plays. We'll have to wait and see. So from this backline, what I can see, Damien Pinot, Arthur Vincent, Jonathan Dante, and Louis Carbonell for me will be the standout players in the backline. So then we're just quickly having a look here. Aniket says, I'm joining from Fiji. Barry asking what stadium they're playing at. So it is in Sydney, I think it is, Barry. So, Albert Twitter says, I have $10 on the Wallabies for a win. I count on you, Guru, to help me out. So, $10 on the Wallabies to win. How much do you get back, Albert? That's the big question. Because I do think $10, you'll get around $13 back, if I'm not wrong. And then Barry, let's give the Rugby Guru a donation. Thank you for that one, Barry. Really appreciate it. So, YouTube does not pay a lot, guys. So any donations will be very much appreciated as well. Right, then we're quickly going to have a look at the forwards of France quickly. So Seko Malakau, I have no idea how he plays. Anthony Jelonk, he's the captain for this one. Like I said, a lot of these guys I haven't seen played for a while. Dylan Gretton, I know. Romain Taufifi Inua, I don't know how to pronounce his name, so we'll just go with Romain there. Then Killian Geraki, Dembaba, Guyton Bartlett, and Jean-Baptiste Gross. So a lot of interesting players in the side of France. A lot of them I don't know. Dylan Gretton I know, Romain I know, Dembaba I know, and Guyton Bartlett I do know as well. So very inexperienced France side, and going to be very interesting to see how they fare against a very strong Australian side today. Albert Twitter says $15 double win. So that is halftime lead plus a full-time lead. It must be then, Albert. So that's not a bad return. I think you should be in for an easy $5 there, so, or profit. So quickly going to have a look at the benches for today. Lakeland Nonagan, Angus Bell, Tanilla Tupou, Darcy Swine, Issa Naisarani, Tate McDermott, Len Ikitawa, and Andrew Callaway. So a good bench, really. Angus Bell, Tanilla Tupou, Darcy Swine, all guys that has been in great form for Australia. Naisarani has had a good few games for the Rebels. He'll basically do the same work that Rob Valentini will do in that number 6 jumper. And Tate McDermott, obviously looking forward to see what he can bring to the party. Then Len Ikitawa making his debut today. And Andrew Callaway. For me, he hasn't had the greatest of Super Rugby. So it will be interesting how he fares as well. Then Shadow Ninja Go says, how are you today? You excited for the game tonight? So, yeah, I'm very excited, guys. The Sharks versus Lions game is also taking place a little bit later. You guys all know I'm a big Shark supporter, so yeah, I'm vying for my Sharks tonight, but I just don't really see anything coming from it. 11J said, I like the Australian jersey, different gold than usual. So I haven't actually seen the Australian jersey, 11J said, so I'll have my first look at it today. I know they've gone back to the old one, like the Blue Bulls almost did for their jerseys. So it will be very interesting to see. Then Aniket says, will you do Fiji versus New Zealand game live also? So yeah, I am planning on doing that on the weekend, Aniket. A lot of rugby on this weekend as well. There's doubts over the South Africa versus Georgia game. And obviously there won't be a British and Irish Lions versus Bulls game on the weekend. So we'll have to make way with some other games over the weekend. 11J said, I hope Australia will win, one of my favorite teams. So yeah, let's have a little talk about Australia, because the teams haven't come onto the field just yet. The thing with Australian rugby is there's so many other sports that take front foot ahead of rugby union. They've got rugby league, they've got tennis, they've got cricket, they've got the AFL. So many, even the Olympics take ahead of rugby union. So for me, what is very important that must happen in the future now is that they do get the next World Cup, host the next World Cup in 2027. I know a lot of people are backing the United States to get it, but I do feel, and I said this to a lot of people in the past, that I do feel if Australian rugby will get a revival, then they need to host that 2027 World Cup. Definitely. There's no other way for them to survive. We all know the rugby union in Australia are suffering at the moment. So, yeah, it will be very, very interesting to see what happens when that bid comes to play. Let's quickly go and have a look at the bench for France, because we haven't gone through them just yet. Anthony Etrelard, Quinton Walker, Tupu Falatawa, Baptiste Besinenti, Van Berg, Voki, Irabaran, and Bautier. So, like I said, a lot of these guys, I have no idea who they are. We're struggling with the name pronunciations as well, guys. So let's hope that bench doesn't come onto the field very early in the second half. I do know the likes of Anthony Bautier, Cameron Woki, and that's as far as it probably will go. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. From the starting lineup, like we said before, a bit more known players as well. So, Shadow Ninja Ghost says there at Aniket, he's live every game. Well, not every game, Shadow Ninja, but I try to do every single game possible. So we will be trying to do that Fiji versus the All Blacks game on the weekend as well, because there's quite a lot of fixtures for this weekend. Let me pull it up real quickly. Let's see if I can find a fixture list from my side, from my provider, who and what they will be showing on the weekend. So like I said, today we've got the Griquas versus the Western Province, and then also the Sharks taking on the British and Irish Lions a little bit later on. So it should be very interesting to see how those games play out. So today we do have the Western Province Griquas, then we have the Sharks versus Lions. Then on Friday, let's see quickly, what games they will be showing on Super Sport as well. So we've got, let's see real quickly, on Friday, we've got the Cheetahs versus the Pumas, and then South Africa versus Georgia, if that game does take place on Friday. Then on Saturday, we've got a couple more internationals coming our way. It will be New Zealand versus Fiji, and then also we've got Wales versus Argentina, which should be an interesting one. We've got England versus Canada. I don't even want to know what that scoreline is going to be like. And then they also had the Bulls versus Lions game, which will not be taking place. So not too much rugby on the weekend, guys. So yeah, we'll definitely do the All Blacks game, and then we'll probably do the Wales versus Argentina game. We'll do the Cheetahs versus Pumas and the Sharks versus Lions and Griquas versus Western Province. So that is what we've got lined up for this weekend. Apple Pie is joining, saying, "Hi, Guru, how's it going, Apple Pie?" Annie gets New Zealand big win over Tonga, but Fiji will beat them. Wow, that's a big statement to make, Aniket. I would love nothing more than to see Fijian rugby really take a stance. They've got the players. They just need to start working together as a union. And really, every player needs to be working together with the union, not just the players, because they do truly have some really exceptional players. But it's just going to be a little bit too much asked from Fiji to beat the All Blacks. Then Albert Trutter says France had a 6-2 split, so France will try and dominate up front. Yeah, so of all those guys, Albert, like I said, I don't really know too many of those players. The backline players, I know quite a lot of them. But it will be very interesting to see who gets the dominance in this game. Then LB, the suffer, says, "Damn it, man, I have to go to work now. I'm going to miss the whole game." That is a pity, LB. I know you've been supporting the channel quite a lot these days as well. So, yeah, unfortunately, you have to go to work. Luckily, I'm working from home, so I can cut this 2 hours and have this game. Then Nick Bailey says, "Go Wallabies, regain the glory." So, yeah, it's like I said, guys, in order for Wallaby rugby to regain their glory, they really need to get the next World Cup in 2027, host it, get the supporters behind them. But it would be a good way to get one over the host of 2023. And it will be, yeah, like I said, it should be an easy Wallaby victory today, playing with their close to their strongest side available. So where France playing with a second tier or second string team. LB De Safa says 6-2 split so common after the Box won the World Cup and the Box don't even use it anymore. Yeah, that is very interesting. A lot of people are adopting that strategy from Rassie Erasmus as well. So, yeah, let's quickly go and have a look at the poll, guys. I asked who will win the first test. 74% of you says the Wallabies will take this first test, while 26% says it will go to France. LJ van Heerden has joined in saying, "Hello, Guru, how's it going, LJ? Hope you are well as well." LB De Souza says, "I'll just listen to your commentary." Thank you for listening in. Nick Bailey asks, "Why is it a French second string?" So I'm not sure exactly what is going on because all the players have been they have finished their club stuff. So I really don't know why they were fielding a second string side. Maybe there's plenty of injuries. Like I said, quickly going through this team, we've got Melvin, Jaminot, Damien Pinot, Arthur Vincent, Jonathan Dante, Gabin Villiers, Louis Carbonell, Baptiste Galut. So a lot of guys like Dupont, they fly off. Intermac is missing. They're missing their centers, Fakatawa. They're missing, what's the other guys called? There's a couple of guys missing in this lineup today. So not sure why they go with that. Maybe they're just trying to build on a squad, maybe getting some more experience to the side. But it will be interesting to see how they fare as we are listening in on the national anthems at the moment. I'll be asking also why a second string French side. So maybe just building on it. I know there might be a few cases. Not sure. I didn't read too much into it. Why they have gone with second string side as well. But again, always an opportunity to gain some experience for the guys. Elder says, I'm doing well. And then Aniket says, Olympic Sevens also starting this month. Are you interested in sevens, bro? So, yeah, the thing with the sevens, I have never really lived into it like I've done with the 15-man code. I would watch it when they played here in South Africa. Never gone to a live game of sevens before. And yeah, like I said, just watching when they really have the tournament here in South Africa. Apart from that, I just keep up to date with the score lines and so on, but not a big fan of the sevens mode, as I feel that it's not a true reflection of the game of rugby. But again, that's just my personal opinion on the matter, guys. Right, so we're having Australia's anthem at the moment. So pity I can't let you guys listen in on the anthems, as I will get banned if I do show you guys that. So I love the new Australian jersey. It is going back to the old days. I think it was Albert who made the comment. So I really do love the new Australian jersey, and I might end up getting myself one of these jerseys one of these days as well, because I haven't been collecting the jerseys the way I would have wanted to, but I am thinking of starting a collection up. So hopefully we'll get that up and running real soon, and I can brag with you guys in a couple of weeks or months' time. Right, 47 votes at the moment saying the Wallabies will win it by 72% and France 28%. So we're about to get this game underway, guys, so don't go anywhere. We will be getting the kickoff in just a couple of minutes' time. Right, 11J said also, I hope Tate McDermott gets a decent amount of time today. I'm not a big fan of Jake Gordon. So I was quite surprised with that selection. I really honestly felt that Tate McDermott would get the notch ahead of Jake Gordon today. We all know that they do have injuries at 9 as well. So it would have been a great opportunity to unleash this guy today. But clearly they've got other plans for that as well. Right, so we're about to get this game underway, guys. It's now or never for Australia to prove that that Super Rugby Trans-Tasman has been put behind them and that they're ready to have a cracking game for us here today. Right, just waiting on that, guys. So Taroman has donated a free Australian dollars. Thank you so much, Taroman, for that donation. That will really help a lot for the channel as well. So appreciate it so much. Right, so we're about to start this game, guys. It will be Australia kicking off this game, and it is going to be Noah Lalasia to get that one underway first. 11J said, I'm also happy Lalasia gets to start. So here we go, guys. Taken in by France, just outside of 22 now, and a chance for them to clear their lines very early on in this game. They are going to drive it up with the forwards. It's 5 meters out from their own 22 at the moment. Is France now waiting on it. Is the scrum off, and he's going to go with a box kick over the top himself. Now let's see who's going to take this for Australia. It is into the hands of Tom Banks early on the 10-meter line. Now let's see out to Korobetti. Korobetti's going to straighten the line. Up he goes up to halfway, right in the middle of the field. Now Jake Gordon waiting for it. Comes back again. Let us see out to Tom Banks. Caught behind the advantage line on that occasion, though. Now Jake Gordon again. Out it goes Lucan Salakai Lotto. Out to Alan Lotto on a 10-meter line. Right in the middle of the field now. Comes back to him. Tom Banks. Oh, it's been intercepted by Damien Penaud. But the referee calls him back for a penalty against France. That would have been a really great start early on in the game. What an early start here from France, giving away the penalty, but so close to getting an intercept try from that. So the two flankers of France was offside at that given time. So, yeah, let's see what Australia do with this one. We've got a minute and a half gone in this game. Taro Man says, all good. I wish I could give more, but a bit limited. No problem, Taro. Like I said, every little donation works. big or small. So really appreciate that. So the kick from Australia, not into touch, and now a chance for them to clear this ball is France, and they get the kick away up to the 10-meter line, but Tom Banks throws in quickly. Here they come, Lolasia out to Korobetti. Korobetti with a long skip pass out to Hunter by Sami. A little bit of space opening up for Australia here. Up to the 10-meter line they go. Oh, and a little knock on there from Hunter by Sami. And it's going to be a scrum down to France inside their own 10-meter line. But Australia looking really good early on in this game, spreading that ball wide from a quick throw in. And that is really good. Barry Green says, cool, your first donation, Guru. Thank you, Barry, as well, for trying to get those donations in for me as well. Right, so 2.5 minutes gone, guys. It is 0-0 here. It is going to be a scrum down. And the Australian back a lot heavier than France, 913 to 865 kilos. So Australia do have the weight advantage. Do they have the technique to out scrum this France side today? Right, scrum feed coming in here from the number 9, Baptiste Goulout here for France. Goulout to feed this one. And we are going to have a reset scrum here. I hate those resets, guys. Honestly, it's one of those things. I say it every single time. I do hope that they bring in a stop clock in the future to this game, because it is really killing the game at the moment. Every time a scrum resets, we lose a minute of play in this game. Kazel says hi as well. How's it going, Kazel? Yeah, so we've had about 3.5 minutes gone in this game. Scrum down now to France on their own 10-meter line. It is going to be Goulout to throw this ball in to the scrum. Let's see where it goes. Right, big scrum here for Australia as well. Oh, they've got the hang of him, but they got it. Goulout now out they go to Carbonell. Now they're spreading it wide, and a chance here for France as they break away very early on in this game, but a fullback just couldn't hold on to it, but it's still in the hands of France. Goulout up to the 22-meter line. He goes, still going inside the 22 now of Australia. And will the ball come back to France? No, it won't. So there's going to be a scrum down to Australia, and they're in trouble here inside their own 22. What a run there from France, going through the back line and getting some really good ball through Arthur Vincent and Jonathan Dante. Unfortunately, there, Jaminet just couldn't get that ball and went behind them. Picked up by Goulout, ran over the 22, then held up in the tackle. So scrum down to Australia inside their own 22. Kazel asking, how are you? I'm very good, thank you, Kazel. How about you? Right, so we are going to have a scrum down now inside the 22 of Australia, about 15 meters out from their own try line. We've had 5 minutes in this game. Barry Green says, the money also typed at 7 Rand chat, don't want to do it, will feel embarrassed so little. No problem, Barry. There's absolutely, like I said, there's no big or small donation. All of it will help. So definitely, if you want to, by any means. So the scrum now has gone to France here, and Carbonell has got it about 10 meters out. They've got it. Still going with the forwards now. Can they make some headway here? It is Dembaba who's got it at the back now. Gives it out. Here they come again. A chance now for France. Comes to the captain. Gives it up. Now there's a chance to score, and it is going to be France who gets the first try of this game. And it is going to be the left winger. Let's see who it is. It's Gavin Villiers who gets the first try for France. A bad mistake from Australia at scrum time. The ball spilled loose, and France just from there had the numbers to get over the try line. How about the handling from this France side? So Villiers gets the first try of this game, and Australia in serious trouble early on in this game. Unbelievable stuff here from France early on in this first half. We've had about 7 minutes gone, and the handling from this France side is incredible. You won't say that this is a second stringer at all. Kazel asked, are you from South Africa? Yes, I am from South Africa, Kazel. Then Barry says, COVID make things very tough. LOL. Exactly. It is really, really tough times for us all with COVID and stuff. Taraman says, I'll share your stream on social media. Hopefully I can fish any people over to your channel. Thank you so much, Tara. Really appreciate that as well. So it's 5-0 to France here after just 7 minutes of play, guys. And surprise, surprise, Carbonell now going with the conversion. So nobody expected France to get the first points of this game. I certainly didn't. And it's Australia on the back foot here after just 7.5 minutes. Great stuff. Oh, the conversion from Carbonell has gone to the right. And that wasn't a difficult kick. So an early mistake from Carbonell. Let's hope it's not one of those games where the French decide to go and play inconsistent rugby. So Lolasia to restart this one. Here we go again with the restart. Taken beautifully there by the number 6, Cretin for France. 5 meters outside their own 22. Here they come again. Driving it forward with the big forwards here at the moment. Galut waiting for it at the back of the ruck here. And he is going to go with another box kick over the top. Chased down here by Villiers again for France. But beautifully taken by Tom Banks. Under pressure here from Cretin and Villiers. Held up in the tackle. It seems that they must release it now. And here's a chance for Australia now. Jake Gordon. Out it goes to James Slipper. Just inside their own half at the moment. Jake Gordon waiting for it now. Comes back to Matt Phillip. But a little knock on from Australia. Jake Gordon knocking that ball on. And it's going to be a scrum down just inside Australia's half. And another chance for France to go on the attack early on in this game. And Aniket chat is who is the try scorer? So it was the number 11, Gavin Villiers, who scored for France in the opening 7 minutes of the game. And things not looking that good for Australia at the moment. Lots of hype was given after Super Rugby AU. And after Trans-Tasman, there was just no hope for them. So let's see if they can bounce back from this one. They've got enough talent to get back into this game, surely. Right, Galut with the throw into the scrum now. Just inside Australia's half, around about 15 meters out from the left-hand touchline. Picked up off the back, but a little knock-on from France as well. The number 8, Makalua, knocking that ball on for France. So another big guy, that is. So an early mistake from MJ Gordon putting the pressure on France there. And they're going to win a scrum down on their own 5-meter line inside their own half. Barry Green asking roughly how much will that donation you got will be in rands. So Australian dollars at the moment, guys. To rand, let's quickly have a look. I'm supposed to know this. So it's 10 rand 76 a dollar. So it's roughly around 35 rand, Barry, if you put it over in South rand. Right, scrum down on halfway now for Australia. Jake Gordon to feed this to the scrum. And let's see if Australia can shake off this poor start. Right at the back, they're waiting. Jake Gordon now gives it out to Lolasia. Puts it to the boot here, and it is going to run into touch. Run about 5 meters inside the 22 of France. So defensive lineup coming up for France here. Good little kick from Lolasia. Stabbing that to the boot with a little grubber kick. And it ran beautifully. The bounce of the ball was good. Nearly touched there by France. So very lucky to get away with that one is France. Right, throw-in coming here from the hooker. And that is Guyton Barlett to throw this ball in for France. Taken by Romain there. And, another mistake. So many early mistakes from both teams. Not thrown in straight in by Barlett into the hands there of number 6, Dylan Gretton, who took that ball beautifully, but it wasn't skew. So there's going to be a line out now of scrum down to the Australians, 5 meters inside the 22 of France. about 15 meters out from the right-hand touchline. Great opportunity now for Australia to strike from this. Will we have another reset scrum down the line, guys? Like I said, I hate those. So, yeah, let's see if we can get a proper scrum in here from Australia. Right, it is going to be fed in by Jake Gordon here. 5 meters inside the 22, 50 meters out from the right-hand touchline. So, yeah. Right, let's see what happens. Scrum feed from Jake Gordon now. Here we come. Comes out the back now. It is out to Tom Wright, who straightens the line for Australia about 15 meters out. Here they come. It's hunted by Sami right through the middle, and he gets the try down for Australia right under the post. I think the referee is going to have a look at this, but what an angle he ran onto, and just the brute strength of this guy. Ran straight over the last defender of France to get that try for Australia. Beautiful angle from that ruck. Let's just see another angle. Beautifully done. Ran straight into the gap and then beat Villiers. Ran straight over Villiers for that try. So great stuff from Australia, and what a start. Barry says, I do message on both to give you more likes and more comments. That's great stuff, Barry. I really appreciate it as well. So there's a potential forward pass that the referee is looking at. So the try's not been awarded, guys. We are coming back for a forward pass from Australia. And it is going to be a scrum down to France about 10 meters out from their own try line. That is a very close score. I disagree with the referee there. That was as flat as you can get it. Right, anyway, guys, we're going to have a 10-meter scrum down to France right in the middle of the field, 10 meters out from their own try line. Thanks, Barry, for all the support. You've been here for a very long time now, and I really appreciate that as well. Right, so scrum down now to France here, 10 meters out from their own try line, right under the post. So Australia very unlucky there. I felt that pass to Hunter by Sami was very flat and not forward. So, yeah, France off the hook there. Scrum feed coming here from Galut. Let's see if he can get this out for France here. 10 meters out from their own try line, right in the middle of the field. A big scrum here from Australia. And, that scrum has gone up again. So we'll have another reset. So we've had 2 minutes wasted now in this game through scrum resets. I do want to mark this. So 2 minutes already wasted through scrum resets. It's always interesting if it's a close game as to how many minutes gets wasted in a game, which could have made a big difference in the game all around. Right, so scrum down again to France. Another chance for them to get out of their own 22. Darren Mann says, damn. Yeah, that is. I really felt Hunter by Sami scored a brilliant try there for Australia, but that wasn't the case on that occasion. So, yeah, scrum down to France again, 10 meters out from their own try line, right in the middle of the field. Galut to feed this for France. And looks like we're going to have another reset. So that's 3 minutes already wasted in the game. Let me know what your thoughts are on the scrum resets, guys. Is it time to have a stop clock, or are you guys happy with the way the scrums are being dealt with at the moment? Darryman says, yes, close games are the best. And then 11J said, sometimes with all the scrum resets, I wonder if they should have uncontested scrums instead of the reset. So, no, I don't think so, 11J said. I think the best solution would probably is to stop the clock when a scrum has been set and then start it again as soon as the ball leaves the feet of the number 8. And then obviously also it could be dealt with by the referee like it just did to give a penalty to France. So France get a penalty from the scrum. They need to be more consistent with the scrums as well. I think personally, 11J said, I think it's either bring in that stop clocks or just penalize the team that you think has infringed almost immediately. not give resets at all. Right, so the kick from France goes out on their own 10-meter line on a right-hand touch line. So a chance now not to really attack, but to get this ball out of their own half, really, from this line-out throw. It is going to be thrown in here by Bartlett. So a chance now for France to get out of their own half here. We've had 16 minutes gone in this game. 5-0 to France. Try by Villiers. Taken in by Gretton at the back now. Gives it out to Galoud again, who's going to kick this downfield. Not going to find touch. Find Marika Korobetti. Marika Korobetti out to Tom Banks on their own 22 now. Tom Wright having a run. Switches with Hunter by Sami. And back to Harry Wilson. Was there a knock on? No, says the referee. Play on. Little bit isolated is Harry Wilson there. Turnover by France. Penalty coming their way. So that is a big victory for France there on the ground. First of all, a little knock on, I think, from Hunter by Sami. And then bounced into the hands of Harry Wilson. And then Harry Wilson took it up and got isolated. Penalty to France here about on the 10-meter line. 5 meters from the left-hand touch line. And it looks like Carbonell is going to have a shot at goal from here. So there's little errors at the moment creeping in here from Australia, really causing them a problem at the moment. Barry asking, are you going to do Western Province versus Griquas? Yes, I am planning on doing it, Barry. I wouldn't have done it originally, but I do feel that maybe there's going to be enough interest in that game to do it as well. Right, Carbonell is going to have a shot at goal here. So difficult kick coming up for him. He's missed his first conversion, an easy one as well. And 11J said, I hope Australia start to improve with Rennie. I would like to see Southern Hemisphere team dominate like they used to. Not great seeing Australia struggle like this. Absolutely. And again, like I said, it's almost utmost importance that they do get the next World Cup in 2027 to improve the support as well. That kick from France is a beauty, and Carbonell's nailed it. So it is 8 points to 0 here for France after 18 minutes of play. Everything going against the grain at the moment. Too many mistakes from Australia at the moment. Too many handling errors, and discipline not good enough at the moment. Right, restart from Lola Sia now. Let's see where this one is going to go. Taken in beautifully there by Gretton again for France. Just outside their own 22 now. Galoud gives it out to the big forwards this time round. Trying to just set it up beautifully for them was Geelong. Geelong getting the ball out to Galoud now. And Galoud is going to go with another box kick over the top for distance. This time round into the hands of Tom Banks. Gives it out to Lolasia, who's between the 10 and the 22-meter line. Gives it back to Tom Banks. Now Marika Korobetti up to the 10-meter line goes Australia, but they need support. It's coming back too slowly for them at the moment. Jake Gordon now gives it out to Salakai Lotto. Salakai Lotto drives his way over the 10-meter line now. Jake Gordon again gives it out to Hunter by Sami, who throws a little dummy up to halfway. Brought down beautifully. Close to the touch line though. Now Matt Phillip. Matt Phillip puts his head down just short of halfway now. Jake Gordon waiting for the ball to come back. Gives it out to Valentini. Valentini caught on halfway there, and the ball will come back to this side. Jake Gordon just hanging on to this one. Calling in Harry Wilson as well. So they're going to go with a box kick over the top, just down by Marika Korobetti now. Has that gone too far into the hands? It goes off France, and here they come on the run as well. It is the fullback who's going to have a run there. Jaminet, who gets it away now. Pinot. Oh, Carbonell. Little mix up there from him. But he gets a little stab away. Charts down by Jake Gordon. Comes back to France. Here they come again. Sets up the ruck just outside the round 22 now. Galoud waiting for this ball to come out. Gets it out and gives it out to the fly of Carbonell, who's going to hit that straight down the middle. Oh, was there a little knock on here from Australia? Yeah, it is knocked on by Lolasia, about 5 meters out from his own 22. So those mistakes really costing Australia at the moment. It wasn't a great kick from Carbonell, straight down the middle, and then Noah Lolasia knocked that ball on between the 22 and the 10-meter line. So, yeah, just jitters creeping in. The first international of the season, and it's not looking too good for Australia at the moment. Right, so scrum down to France, roundabout between the 10 and the 22 of Australia. And we've had 53% possession to France and 47% to the Wallabies. Scrum down around 10 meters out from the left-hand touchline here for France, between the 10 and the 22-meter line inside Australia's half. Galut now waiting to take this up for them. At the back, control beautifully now. Galut, out it goes. Oh, back inside to Villiers, and Villiers is going to run straight through for the second try for France. The defense just non-existent there from Australia, and that is a big try for Villiers. He's second of the game. Absolutely incredible. The defense of Australia was just nowhere there. Picked up off the back from the number 8. The pass from Villiers, the loop around, caught inside by Villiers. It was a dummy switch there from France. And question marks whether that was a forward pass or not. No, that's fine. So Villiers gets his second try of the game. And Australia is in tatters at the moment. Aniket says, Aussies will make a big comeback. Right, so suspiciously could be forward from Villiers, but let's see what the referee decides here. 11J said that definitely was not expecting this from Australia. Thought they would be better than this. Absolutely. And what makes it even worse at the moment is the fact that it is France's second string today. Barry asking what's going on with Australia. Who knows? Too many errors in the beginning of this match is causing the problems at the moment, Barry. Barry asking, what do you think is letting Australia go? Yeah, so what I do think is the problem at the moment, defensively, they're just not very sound at the moment. And then also the little errors, that unforced errors creeping in from Australia is causing the problems at the moment for them. Right, so 15 points to 0 it is after 23 minutes, guys. Is there going to be a way back here for Australia? Which Tiger asking, is Michael Hooper playing? Yes, he is captaining this Australian side today. Right, so 15 points to 0 it is here after about 23 and a half minutes, guys. Let us see to restart this game again for us. Right, here we go. The restart taken in there by Dante, who's going to kick this downfield, and he's going to find touch. Wow, what a kick from him. Finding touch roundabout between the 10 and the 22 again. Great kick from the inside center, and what a monster of a guy he is. Reminds me a lot about Pastero, who also used to play for France. So very much the same build from the two players. So that is a very impressive kick from Dan as well. Right, so the throw-in coming from Paenga Mosa now between the 10 and the 22-meter line, taken by Harry Wilson in the front now. The ball has gone down immediately here from Australia, so they will have to clear this. Jake Gordon's got it. He's going to go with a box kick over the top, roundabout on halfway, taken by Villiers for France again, and he's having a cracking game so far. Now Galut, out it goes. Chance here for Bartlett, over halfway for France. Comes back for Galut now. Gives it out to Carbonell. Carbonell going with the cross kick up and under. Chased down there by Penno, but collected by Australia. And now Corabetti on the 10-meter line. Can he do something? Straightens the line. Taken down almost immediately. Great defense here from France as well. On halfway, Marika Corabetti still going. Picked it up and go again. Now it's hunted by Sami. Hunted by Sami puts his head down up to the 10-meter line. Inside France half. Now looking Salakai Lotte out to Matt Phillips. Still on the 10-meter line now. Australia right in the middle of the field. Lolasia. Out it goes to James Slipper. Slipper caught on the 10-meter line as well. Now Lolasia. Back inside it goes to Tom Banks. Over the 10-meter line. Good defense from France. Jake Gordon. Jake Gordon tries to snipes on his own. Between the 10 and the 22-meter line now of France. Michael Hooper at the back. Alan Alatoa. Out it goes to Matt Tamua, who's been very quiet so far in this game. Harry Wilson, pick and go. Jake Gordon again, tries the miracle offload. Out to Matt Phillips, still going as Australia now. about 10 meters out from the 22 now, right in the middle of the field, and a penalty to Australia there. Penalty goes against France for coming in from the side there. So a chance now for Australia to maybe get some points on the board. No, they are going to go for touch. So Tom Banks is going to kick this to the left-hand side. Let's see where he's going to find touch. Barry says maybe they got too lazy over the break, not playing in Australia province teams. Maybe, who knows? Could be the case there. But definitely look a hell lot rusty. Looks almost like South Africa, and unfortunately for them, they're playing against a quality side. So not that Georgia isn't a quality side, but France are part of the Six Nations and came in second place or third place. So yeah, different opposition, very much as rusty as the Boks were in that first game. So another penalty advantage now from the maul here, from the line out. Jake Gordon, out it goes to Matt Tamua. Now Nalosio with the cross kick here. It's not the greatest of cross kicks. And into touch it goes. So they will be coming back for a penalty again, about 10 meters out from France try line on the left-hand side of the field. Right, so 27 and a half minutes gone in this game. It's 15 points to 0 to France. Can Australia get an attacking line-out going here, about 5 meters out from France try line? It's imperative that they do get a try from this move. Otherwise, this game might just get beyond them. So, Painga Mosa now with the throw into this line-out. Let's see what's going to happen with this one. Right, who's the jumper? It is Matt Phillip taking at the back. Now the maul has been formed here by them. And a chance now for Australia, 5 meters out with the driving maul. Here they come. Painga Mosa controlling it at the back of that maul. But it is static at the moment for Australia. They need to get this out. Oh, this is going slowly forward now. Comes out Jake Gordon out to Matt Tamua. Another penalty advantage coming the way of Australia here. Players offside from France. So this one almost close to the middle of the field now. Will they take a scrum or will they go for another kick into touch? Decision lies with them at the moment. Australia at the moment just looking lackluster. No plans really, and it's surprisingly, given that they've got such a brilliant coach in Dave Rennie. So let's see. Tom Banks going to touch again, and they will be having another go at the touchline. So 62 votes, guys. Who will win the first is 71% said the Wallabies, and only 29 said France. So nobody expecting this result that we are seeing at the moment. 15 points to 0, 29 minutes gone. Another chance now for Australia to get onto the board. Throwing coming from Painga Mosa, finds Luke and Salakailoto, but the ball spills out the back. Painga Mosa gets it back luckily. Now Jake Gordon waiting for the ball to come out. He's going to work it with Rob Valentini. Valentini up to the 5 meter line again, but isolated. And this ball could be stolen. Now it comes back to the side of Australia again. A little knock on from France. So scrum down coming up for Australia, 5 meters out from the try line, about 5 meters out from the left-hand side. So many errors. Again, it could have worked out badly for Australia if they didn't manage to retain that ball from that loose line out. Right, 10 minutes to go in this first half, guys. It is France 15, Australia 10-0. Oh, no, not 10-0. Sorry, 15-0 after 30 minutes of play. 2 tries from Villiers, the left winger of France, and they're looking like the team who's going to win this game at the moment. Too many errors from Australia. Barry says, Australia, they trained too late or never did. I don't think they would not have prepared for this one, Barry, but maybe the fact that they thought it's a second string France side, that they would just show up and win this game today. And I know the vibes, like Albert said, there was a lot of confidence going into this game from the Australian public as well. So scrum down now. Let's see what happens with this one. France trying to disrupt this one. It is going to go up against a reset scrum. That's 4 minutes wasted in this game. So 4 out of 40 minutes wasted in this first half already. Or out of 30 minutes, 31 minutes. Right, another reset scrum coming up now for Australia. 5 meters out from France try line. And a great opportunity for them to get the first points on the board for them. Can Harry Wilson spark some magic here for Australia? 62% possession and 57% territory for Australia at the moment, with 7+ phases at the moment. It's just like France are living off the mistakes of Australia at the moment. Australia is not in form at the moment, says Gerenwell, which is very true. Well, they do look like the better team on the field, but the mistakes that they're making is too much. Harry Wilson off the back, pick and go here, 5 meters out. Here they come, Valentini. Those big runners coming up to play now for Australia. Controlled at the back here by Jake Gordon. Gives it out to Salakai Lotto. Salakai Lotto about 3 meters out from the try line. Here for Australia. Michael Hooper waiting for the ball to come out. Jake Gordon gives it out to the forwards again. Still 5 meters out, right in the middle of the field now for Australia. Taken in by Paenga Mosa. Pick and go here from Michael Hooper, just short again. Defense holding out at the moment. Now Salakai Lotto, meter short. Another penalty coming the way of Australia. And yeah, we are going to see the referee maybe lose patience now. What will the call be from the referee? So there might have been a little knock on there from Australia, which led to them coming back for that penalty again, probably offside. So Luke and Salakai Lotto a meter short of the try line and just couldn't get it. Barry says, I know what you mean. They just let their guard down a bit, overconfident, and then Australia will suffer in the championship. Well, somehow they always tend to pick themselves up when they're playing the All Blacks. You know, they drew against Argentina twice last year, and I think did they manage to beat the All Blacks last season? I'm not sure. Maybe somebody can help me out. But they are going to go for touch on this one. So Tom Banks putting it into touch here for them. 5 meters out from the try line. Can Australia get some points on the board? We've got 7 minutes left in this first half. 5 penalties conceded by, or 4 penalties conceded in a row by France now, close to their own try line. So you might think that a yellow card might be the next viable option here. Taken by Matt Phillip at the back of this line out, and a maul has been formed here by Australia. Can they? Oh, they're going backwards at the moment. Now they start to go forward, and they are going at full throttle here. Can they get over the try line? Yes, they can. And I think it's Paenga Mosa who's gone over for the try. Yep, it is Paenga Mosa gets the try here for Australia. So the first points of the game here for Australia after 34 minutes of play. Is this the comeback that we are looking to see from Australia? Pretty much dominating the game so far, but just little mistakes that's cost them dearly. Right, so try down here for Paenga Mosa for Australia from that driving maul. It looked like he was going backwards for a second, and then they started working their way forward. And then Paenga goes down for a great try here for Australia. Great forward try. Yeah, there's the grounding. We can see clearly there on the screen as well. So that is a great try from Australia. Right, so there's going to be Lalasia, I think, is going to attempt the conversion here for them. Dave Rennie, a happy man there in the coaching box at the moment after that try. So is this the comeback that Australia is going to need with 5 minutes to go in this first half? Can Australia get back into this one? Noah Lalasia now trying to convert this one for us. Right, taking his time with this one as well. So, yeah, he's taking plenty of time with this one. Tattleman says, keep it up, Aussies. So the kick from Noah Lalasia is a good one. So 15 points to 7 it is with 5 minutes to go in this first half. Finally a try from Painga Mosa for Australia after they absolutely destroyed the French there with a maul. So yeah, 5 minutes to go, 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes to go in this one. Let's see if Australia can get another try before the end of this first half. The restart from Carbonell here from France into the hands of Corabetti. Corabetti running sideways now. He needs to straighten this eventually. Brought down inside his own 22. Maybe ran too far with that. And it's been turned over here by France, but a penalty goes the way of Australia on the 22-meter line, right in the middle of the field. Dembaba, the guilty party there for France. So Tom Banks can now just put this into touch and set up a good line out here for Australia. Right, the kick is going to find touch roundabout on it between the 10 and the 22 of France. A great attacking line-out opportunity here for Australia just before the end of the first half. What can they do? Painga Mosa to throw this in to the line-out. Right, it is taken at the back by Matt Phillip. Now Jake Gordon. Out it goes to Valentini, who's going to run it straight up through the middle there. Comes back now. Change of direction to the right side. Back inside to Hunter by Sami. You can see that's a set play move up to the 22-meter line. France not falling for it. Now comes back to Matt Phillip. Matt Phillip over the 22-meter line, right in the middle of the field. Jake Gordon, poor pass to Lolasia, but he gets it. Not going anywhere at the moment. Jake Gordon now. Valentini right over the 22 in the middle of the field now. Michael Hooper rips the ball, gets caught behind the advantage line and now held up in the tackle. But now they need to go to ground. Just inside the 22, Jake Gordon. Out it goes to Hunter by Sami. Loops around with Lolasia. Pass out to Tom Wright. Tom Wright on the touch line. Back inside. But the touch judge has pulled up his flag about 10 meters out from the right-hand touch line. It is going to be a France lineup. Tom Banks just running out of space there, unfortunately. And it's going to be a defensive lineup now to France. 3 minutes from the end of the first half. Barry asking, did Sharks win against British and Irish Lions in 2009? They actually went down 39 points to 3, which was a very tight contested game in the first half. But then the Lions ran away with it in the second half. So France now have taken that line out really quickly and driving their way up to the 10-meter line now inside their own half here. Galut waiting for that ball to come out. Bartlett making sure that he gets that. And he's going to go with another box kick over the top now. Just down by Villiers again, who's had an exceptional game in that first half. A mistake here from Tom Banks. Goes backwards, luckily, into the hands of Tom Wright, who gets caught on his own 22-meter line. Now needs support here. Can France win the penalty? No, they can't. It comes back for Australia. Jake Gordon's got it right on the 22-meter line for Australia. Luke and Salakai Lotto. Over the 22 they go. Now Jake Gordon gets the ball back here, taken up by Harry Wilson. Right on the 22-meter line, 5 meters out from the right-hand touch line. Jake Gordon still waiting for it. Now gets it. Goes to the little box kick over the top. Chased down by Tom Wright. Into the hands of Carbonell. Carbonell tries to throw a dummy. Gets caught by Tom Wright. Now a chance here. Quick hands here from Australia. Over halfway to go. Galude. Now it goes out to Arthur Vincent. But just inside the half of Australia at the moment. Taken up by Dembaba. Dembaba not making too much ground with that. Still right in the middle of the field. Now Galude. Galude waiting for this ball to come out. What is his plan here? Goes to the left side. Oh, the guys don't look hungry at all. The number 7 just standing there and waiting for the ball or for the tackler to come. And in the process, gives away a penalty. And that is going to be a chance now for Australia to set up a lineup just before half-time. That was really poor from the number 7 flanker, Jalok, who just stood there, waited for the defender to come, got tackled, and then didn't release the ball on the ground. That is just not good enough at international level. Right, so the kick at halfway, taken or kicked out roundabout on the 22-meter line. So Australia will have another crack just before half-time. Noah Lalesia finding touch there on the 22-meter line for Australia. Banga Amosa with the line-out throw here. They'll probably try and drive this up through another driving maul. Right, it does come out. Oh, it's been overthrown by Australia and picked up by France inside their own 22. Galut will probably give this out to Carbonell, who's going to put it into touch. And that brings it into a very error-ridden first half from Australia. France have defended valiantly at times. They've had a few opportunities, and Villiers has scored 2 tries for them. 1 try by Panga Amosa for Australia. But regardless of the scoreline, I do think that Australia has been the better side in this first half. It's just that they need to stop making those little errors and giving away silly penalties. So at halftime, it is now 15 points to 7. We are going to take a quick break, guys, but when I do come back, we will be doing the second half for you. So don't go anywhere, as I will be back in just a short while for the second half. Right, guys, we are back for the second half here, and again, surprise, surprise, it is Australia 7, France 15 going into the second half. Smitty Toilet is joining, saying, so Guru, how's it going, Smitty Toilet? I've been missing you on the stream today. It's been quite interesting so far. We've got Australia trailing France here in this first half, and it will be interesting to see if they can come back in the second half. Wilhelm the Good says, hi, Guru, how are you? I'm very good, thank you, Wilhelm, as well. Then, Smitty, how's your day been? It's been pretty exciting so far. I mean, nobody expected this France second string to be leading this game against Australia, who's close to their full strength today. So, yeah, surprises all around, and didn't expect this at all today. It's going to be very interesting to see how the second half go. Let's see if I can quickly pull up just what has happened in this in this first half. Let's quickly go and have a look. Can I get that up for you guys? Let's quickly have a look. So let's pull this up like this. So far, this is what has happened so far. Villiers gets a try in the second minute, or the 6th minute. Missed conversion by Carbonell, another penalty by Carbonell, then a try from Villiers, second of the game, converted by Carbonell, and then a try to Bingo Mosa, converted by Lolasia. So not too much happening in this first half, though, but it's been quite entertaining, and I'm sure if Australia can cut out those little mistakes in this first half, they can get to a really victory here today. Smitty says, don't know if you can make the Lions game. My sleep schedule was ruined last week. Yeah, so you're gonna miss out on a great game, Smitty, because I think as a Shark supporter, I've got high hopes for my team today. But yeah, I won't have to admit that and say that I do think that the Lions will win this game. Lilo has asked, how's Hunter Paisami's performance been? So he got denied a try in that first half, ran a beautiful angle, ran over the Villiers to get a try, but it was disallowed. So the try wasn't awarded. He didn't get it. But apart from that, he's made a few mistakes down the line as well, Lilo. So I would say at this stage, maybe a 5-6% rating out of 10 for Hunter Paisami. Really needs to step up in the second half. Then Wilhelm says, South Africa playing against Georgia 9 July. So currently it is, how can I put it? There's doubts whether this game will be taking place on the weekend. They've got something like 12 people who is out with COVID at the moment. So yeah, it is in doubt. The Bulls game already been postponed. Hopefully will take place just before the first test against South Africa. So yeah, a lot of doubt into what can be happening on those games. So I personally hope that they do get to play that game. I do feel that we've got enough depth in the squad to be able to field a team that is more than capable of beating Georgia on Friday. So we know that the head coach, Nienaber, is out as well at the moment, so he can't really prepare his players. But we know the likes of Rassie is there, so sure that he can lead the team to a good victory over Georgia, given the squad that would be available to play as well. So no doubt in my mind that we can beat them, even with all the players out at the moment. So we'll just have to wait and see what the call will be on that game, to be quite honest. So yeah, it's been not the greatest of performance from Australia, to be quite honest. If you look at the lineup so far, Tom Banks have been pretty solid at the back. Tom Wright hasn't done too much wrong. Hunter Paisami has had a few handling errors and a slip up in defense here and there. Matt Moore absolutely nowhere in this game at the moment. And yeah, that is quite surprisingly, given that he's such a quality player. Marika Koropetti putting Australia under lots of pressure when it comes to his runs at the moment. He's running more sideways than running straight. I know he's trying to make a gap here or there, but at the moment it's just that defense of France that is really good so far, and it's keeping Koropetti on his place at the moment. Then Lolasia has made a a bad error that led to a try over France, knocking the ball on when he should have just taken it cleanly. Jake Gordon hasn't had the greatest of games. So, yeah, apart from good performance here and there, it's been really poor from Australia. Harry Wilson, he's tried valiantly. Michael Hooper not really in the game. Valentini has had one run, I think, or two runs, and not really gaining any ground. Lucan Salakai Lotto had an opportunity to score a try, knocked it on the try line. Matt Phillip has been solid in the lineouts. Alan Latour, Buying Amos, and James Slipper just doing the basics right at the moment. So nothing special from them at the moment. Wilhelm says, I hope Sharks will win against the Lions. I don't know. I watched the highlights of the game of 2009 just a little bit earlier before this game started. And man, that Shark team was packed with big names. And they still went down 39 or 32 points to 9 in the end. And nothing against the current crop of Sharks players. I just don't think that these youngsters will be able to beat the British and Irish Lions. But who knows? I've been wrong in the past. And they might just shock us and give us a great victory here today. Right, so Carbonell is going to get the second half underway for us. Here we go for the second half, guys. Kickoff has been taken, and it is taken in by Matt Phillip right on the 22-meter line, about 5 meters up from the left-hand touch line. Taking the maul forward now is Australia. They need to settle down and just cut out those little errors, and I think they would be able to beat France here today. Right, controlled at the back now. Penalty to Australia, and an early chance here for them to set up a nice little line out and get on the attack in this game. It was the number 4, Romain, who got penalised there for France. So a chance now for Tom Banks to hit this downfield and maybe gain plenty of ground with it as well. So let's see where this ball is going to find touch. So roundabout between the 10-meter line and the halfway line inside France territory. They do have a line out here. Smitty Toilet says, hopefully Wallabies steal it at the death, backing the Tasman brothers. Right, they can do this. They were dominant in the first half, but just those errors that needs to be cut out. Matt Phillip at the back to Jake Gordon. Gives it up to a good run here from Matt Tamua up to the 10-meter line. Now Jake Gordon, Painga Mosa, Lolasia, space here for Hunter Paisami. Between the 22 and the 10-meter line. Now inside France half. Here they come. Harry Wilson, quick pass out to Matt Phillip. Matt Phillip puts his head down. Harry Wilson goes with another drive. Just outside the 22 now. Marika Corabetti running sideways again. Now straightening the line. Just outside the 22. Here they come. Alatoa. Lolasia out to Lucan Salakai Lotto. Up to the 22-meter line they go. Jake Gordon. Out wide they go to Rob Valentini. Valentini driven into touch there. So there's going to be a line out to France about 10 meters out from their own try line. So good opportunity goes waste. LB, the Safa says second string looks good. They do. At times they've done really, really well today. So I'm very impressed with this second stringer of France at the moment. Lana taking at the back. Galut now gives it out to Romain. Just inside their own 22 now is France. Waiting for the ball to come out, but a penalty to Australia here and a chance to get that 3-pointer surely. It is the number 7, Jalok, who gets penalised for going off his feet there. And a chance now for Lolasia to pull back 3 points here. Michael Hooper did brilliantly there on the ground. So welcome back, Michael Hooper, to the Australian side. Where have you been in that first half? Right, so Smitty Toilet says, going to go to sleep, going to try to make the Lions game. All good, Smitty. We'll see you then. Right, so Lolasia is now definitely going to have a shot at goal from here. 11J said, where's the referee from, please? So let me have a look quickly. I didn't see who the referee was for today's game. So let's quickly go and have a look. I'm sure I can get you that details in just a little small bit. So the kick from Lolasia has gone over, and it is 15 points to 10 now. Right, let's see if we can see who the referee is real quickly, guys. Right, I might be struggling just a little bit here, but we'll get it for you in a bit. Right, restart taken by Marika Korobetti now. Oh, tackled inside his own 22. Good tackle there. Pipon Bisaguru just got back from the office. Surprised to see France in the lead. Too many mistakes from Australia in that first half. But unfortunately, just not able to dominate this France second string. Jake Gordon's got it inside his own 22, goes for the box kick, but a terrible kick from him into touch, just outside of 22 of Australia, and a chance for France to have a crack here. That is a bad mistake from Jake Gordon there, and maybe it's time to bring on Tate McDermott, maybe, because really I expected them to start with Tate McDermott for this game. Right, the throw in off the back, or sloppy from France, and taken by Harry Wilson here at the back for the Australians now. Is there a penalty advantage coming? Lolasia. Out it goes to Matt Tamua, now hunted by Sami. Out it goes to Tom Wright. There's a gap here for him. Tom Banks with space here. Puts a little kick ahead and chases on now. Who's going to win this race to the try line? It is going to be Galut for France. So 22-meter restart for France now. And tries to take it quickly, but brought back very quickly by his own teammates. Now Carbonell goes to the kick downfield and into the hands of Tom Banks again. Puts it to the boot and, sloppy kick into the hands of Carbonell again, who puts it to the boot. There's nobody at the back for Australia here. The chase is on now. Who's going to win it? Hunted by Sami going back. Benno is chasing after him. He gets to find Tom Wright, who's going to put it to the boot and is going to find touch roundabout and halfway. That's a great kick from Tom Wright in the end. So that wasn't, very exciting passage of play, but very sloppy from both sides, really. Expecting a lot more from him. Right, the throw-in has now been taken by France, and here they come, Dante. Out it goes to Vincent Arfin, straightens the line through the fullback here. And here they come inside the half of Australia now. Up to the 10-meter line goes France now. Quick ball. Galut, the pass is sloppy. Finds Bartlett up to the 10-meter line. Offloads to Vincent Arfin, out to Dembaba. Dembaba brought down on the 10-meter line, right in the middle of the field now. Galut, and a little knock-on from France there. And it's going to be a scrum down to Australia on the 10-meter line. Right, so little mistakes just creeping into this game, just causing this game not to be as exciting as everybody expected it to be. Sloppy mistakes from Australia and France here at the moment, just not living up to the expectations at the moment. 7 minutes gone in the second half, and it is France 15, Australia 10 at the moment. Scrum down to Australia on the 10-meter line inside their own half. Right, we've had 4 minutes wasted in the first half through scrum resets. Will we see another one like that? Or another few minutes gets wasted today in the second half as well? Trying to find who the referee is, but it doesn't look like I will be able to get that 11J set for you. So Jake Gordon feeds at the back of this scrum here, and Australia now on the attack through Tom Banks. Up to halfway, puts it to the boot, trying to find space in behind and finds touch roundabout on the 22-meter line. So mistakes just creeping in here from both sides all the way down. And really hoping to see a better display from both teams. But so far, it's been basically the same in and out. Right, so I'm going to stop looking for the referee. Unfortunately, 11J said. Loki says, I think the referee might be New Zealand making his debut. I have seen him referee before, and he's having a not too bad game so far. The line-out from Australia has been taken, and they've set up a ruck just inside their own 22 now. Galut waiting for the ball to come back for France now. He is going to go with the box kick over the top. And that is a brilliant kick from him. Not going to find touch, though, on the 22 of Australia now. Here comes Tom Banks again. Goes to the high kick. Up and under, chased by Tom Wright. That's going to go directly into touch. So we're coming back for a line-out to France just outside the 22 of Australia, between the 10 and the 22-meter line. Right, Bartlett is going to throw this in for France now. Will we see some magic from France here now in the second half? They are leading by 5 points only after taking a 15-0 lead in this game. So a slight of a comeback from Australia, but now they need to defend. The throw-in beautifully taken by France now up to the 22-meter line. They go. Here they come through Jalok. Jalok has had a very poor game so far. Now Dembaba. Dembaba straightening over the 22-meter line. Goes France now, right in the middle of the field. Pick and go here from the big forwards. Australia need to defend valiantly. Bartlett up to about 15 meters out. There's a little penalty coming for Australia now. And right in front of the post should be an easy three-pointer for France here. But a massive brawl going on between the two teams at the moment. And the referee might have to get in between this. But this didn't look good at all. Patience from France running out there. It is the number 5 lock, Romain. I just can't pronounce this guy's surname. Let's see if I can get it right. So it is Romain Tafufiuna, who got very aggregated there by that charge from Australia. So don't know if it went a little bit too far, but it is a penalty to France anyway. Lots of scuffles and argy-bargy going on there between the two teams there. Right, so Carbonell is going to have a shot at goal here for France to regain an 8-point lead in this game. Can I get this? Loki, there we go. Thank you so much for the information, Loki. Paul Williams is the referee for today's game. Right, so Carbonell now with the penalty attempt right in front of the posts and a chance to put them back with 8-point lead. Yes, they do get it. So 18 points to 10 it is after just 11 minutes in the second half. Time is ticking away for Australia now. Right, Danila Tupou is onto the field here for Australia, and that replacement should never have happened. He should have started this game. Alan Latoa not in great form at the moment, so that is the best decision to bring on Danila Tupou now. Right, the restart from Lola Sia now goes quite deep, roundabout on the 22-meter line, collected by Dante, but he's knocked it on for France. So scrum down to Australia on the 22-meter line, and this is a great attacking opportunity now for Australia. About 5 meters from the right-hand touch line, great opportunity for them now. And Dante has stayed down, so there will be some attention to him. Harry Wilson going in with the shoulder there, maybe touching the head of Dante, but really nothing in that at all. Don't even think the referee can refer that at all because Dante did go down in a downward position as well. Right, so scrum down, it's going to be to Australia while we're waiting for the attention on Dante. It's been a error-ridden game so far, and basically both teams just living off the errors from each side. So nothing special about this at all at the moment. It is what you would expect from a first test from Australia, and it is something that you would expect from France after a bit of a break as well, and playing with a second-string team today. Right, so still waiting on that injury to be dealt with. It is 18 points to 10. Tries been scored here by Vellier, the left winger of France, 2 from him, and then 1 from Painga Mosa for Australia from a driving maul. So Percenti is now on for Romain. So getting rid of the high tempers in this France side at the moment. Right, scrum down, guys, to Australia on the 22-meter line, 5 meters out from the right-hand touch line. We do have a voting system going on at the moment, guys. 101 votes saying that the Wallabies will win. 57% of those 101 votes goes to them. 43 goes to France. So it is a very close one so far. Right, Taroman, is a question you asked earlier. Australia beat New Zealand once in 2020 Tri-Nations, 24-22, and drew in Bledisloe 16 all. So there you have it. Club says no way Australia lose to France. So at the moment they are losing. They are losing at the moment. So thank you for that info, Taroman, as well. Australia didn't have a bad 2020, drawing those 2 games against Argentina. They're beating New Zealand once and then drew 16 all as well against the All Blacks. So I would say it was a pretty good season for Australia, regardless. So penalty to Australia now from that scrum, and they've set up a line out 5 meters out from the try line. Darcy Swine looking to come on for Australia now. Ramfam says, inshallah, Australia wins. Right, Painga Mosa with this line-out throw. This is a moment where Australia can really strike hard and get a try maybe from here. We know how vital they are when it comes to maulings. So more replacements coming on. Woki has now come on for France as well. Barry asking, what's your real name, Guru? So it's Johan Barry. Right, here they come. Luke and Salapalot at the back, controlling it. 5 meters out from the try line. Now they need to start pushing this. Tamua, Lolasia, and Harry Wilson has joined this maul now, but still not going anywhere at the moment. Jake Gordon waiting for it to the back. Now gives it out to Hunter Paisami. A little dab through, and it should be a draw. It's been wasted here by Australia, surely. And a little knock on from Tom Wright over the try line. He just needed to collect it and score the try, and he would have been over. What a mistake from Australia there. Unbelievable mistake. Great kick from Hunter Paisami into space. Tom Wright, just the bounce of the ball, not good enough there for Tom Wright, unfortunately. And, yeah. What a moment in the game to let slip by Australia. That just sums up the day so far, really, as far as Australia's gone. Are they going to have a look at this from the TMO or not? Darcy Swine has come on for Matt Phillips now. So with 25 minutes to go in this game, it's all to play for, an 8-point game. Barry says, okay, sorry, can't believe we called Guru you the whole time through you was Guru. No, it's fine. Just call me Rugby Guru. No problem, Barry. So, yeah, 5 meters scrum now to France inside their own 22, 5 meters out from the try line. Ramfam says the match supposed to be in Sydney since lockdown. They put it to Brisbane. All right. Right, so guys, 5 meters out from the try line. Here we go. Scrum feed from Galoud now for France, right under the posts here for France. The scrum goes down, and but the ball comes out, and now Dante's going to have a run here, and still going is Dante. Now gets the offload going for him into the hands of Benno. Just inside their own 22 is France at the moment. Sloppy ball waiting to come back for them now. Will they get this back though? Yes, they won't. He's got it at the back for France. Comes back to Galoud now, waiting for it. Gives it out to the big forwards. Jaluk now taking it up. Just setting it up for Garbonell to maybe kick this away. Or will Galoud go on his own here? Yep, Galoud is going to kick it in. Oh, it's been jostled down by Darcy Swine. But into touch it goes. And it's going to be a line up to France about 5 meters inside their own 22. Ramfam says, I want to subscribe, Guru. So then go ahead and subscribe, Ram. You'll see at the bottom of the channel on the right-hand side, there is a little sign showing the red rugby player. Just press on that and you will be subscribed to the channel. Right, so the line now taken by France now, and Jaloot now taking it up to the 22-meter line here for France. Jaloot is going to kick this time, and he's going to find touch round about and halfway for France now. So throw-in coming for Australia on halfway. They have been let off the hook here is France by that little knock-on from Tom Wright over the try line. The bounce of the ball just not working out for him. Right, Paenga Mosa with a throw-in, taken by Darcy Swine now. Here comes Jake Gordon. Lolasia straightening the line as hunted by Sami up to the 10-meter line. Jake Gordon back to Rob Valentini. He puts his head down over the 10-meter line. They go now. Right in the middle of the field. But what do you know? Another knock-on from Australia. Really, too many unforced errors from Australia today. And that is going to cost them big time. They've been dominating the game first half and second half, but those little errors creeping in, just not allowing them to gain any momentum in this one. And the face of Dave Rennie sums up the whole story in this one. Ronaldo Tyson asking, Kuru, what's the time now? So there's still about 20 minutes left in this game. 22 minutes to be exactly, Ronaldo. So plenty of time here for Australia to still come back into this, but they will really have to cut out those errors. It's been their downfall today against the second string French side today. Right, Galoot is going to throw this in now for France. Right on a 10-meter line inside their own half, right in the middle of the field. Scrum feed coming from Galoot now. Let's see if they can do some magic, France themselves. Right, at the back now. Carbonell. Oh, penalty to Australia here. The scrum has gone down and France gets penalised. So what will Australia decide to do? Will they go for goal? Surely they must go for goal to make it a 5-point game here. Still about 20 minutes to go in this game. So 3 points will be vital to Australia now. Right, it looks like Tate McDermott is also warming up now, so he will get about 20 minutes of play in this test today. Looking forward to see what he can do for this Australian side. He's been the informed scrummer for the last 2 or 3 seasons for Australia, but now finally getting his chance to have a crack here. Lolasia is going to go for goal here, and let's see if Australia can draw back 3 points here. 21 minutes to go after this kick. We'll run about have exactly 20 minutes to go. 11J said, I hope he does well. So you're referring to Tate McDermott there. Absolutely workhorse for the Reds and been one of their stand-up players along with Harry Wilson for the Reds as well and Hunter Paisami. Danila says, how are about the forward play from the Aussies? So the Aussies forwards play hasn't been brilliant in the first half, but they've definitely shown a little bit more nitty-gritty here in the second half, just dominating, going forward, taking that ball up nicely. So the conversion kick or the penalty kick from Noah Lolasia has gone over. So it's 18 points to 13 with 20 minutes to play in this game. Great opportunity now for Australia as Tate McDermott comes onto the field as well. And then Lachlan Lonergan also onto the field now for Australia, replacing the number 2 there, Paenga Amosa. Right, Rampam 11 says, good luck for Australia. Let's see if they can get the victory here with 20 minutes to go. Corabetti takes the kickoff, and he's going to have a run here. Great little break from Corabetti. Now picks up and go again. Now brought down finally. Between the 10 and the 22 of Australia now. Danila Tupou. Lolasia switches around with Tom Banks there. Gives it back to Lolasia. Now Tom Banks again up to the 10-meter line. He goes. Oh, and a penalty to France there. Not releasing from Tom Banks. And Dante has won the penalty for France. And now a chance for them to take back that lead as well. Ross Simmons has joined in as well, saying, we got this. So Australia can do this now. Great opportunity for Australia to maybe win this. This is a difficult kick coming up here for, let's just have a look. It is the fullback, Jaminet, who is going to have a shot at goal here for France. Will they be able to get this one? This one is about 5 meters out from the 22, 5 meters out from the left-hand touchline. So a great opportunity for France to take back that lead again. Right, Jaminet is going to have a shot at goal here for France. Can they do this? 18 minutes left in this game. A great opportunity for them. I've said it a million times already, a great opportunity, but it is a second string France side today, and it just amazes me how many mistakes Australia has made in this game today. And that kick from him is a beauty. So they take back the lead, 21 points to 13. And yeah, Australia's got their work cut out now for the second half. Danila asking, do you see any difference in the Aussies with the new coach? So last year was a reasonably good year for Australian rugby in his first year. So far, the start under Dave Rennie for 2021, not the greatest, but let's give them time. It is the first game back. And then loss from Australia, win for France B, performance-wise. Performance-wise, I would say Australia has been the dominant side, but they've made too many mistakes, Ethan. So I really can't say that the France B team has been better than Australia today, but they've just lived off the mistakes from Australia at this stage. So the kick goes out between the 10 and the halfway line after a kick from Galut. So throwing coming in for Australia now between the 10 and halfway inside their own half. Lonergan to throw this in for them. And let's see what happens. Taken off the back by Valentini. Oh, and it's been, it's not a throw. The throw-in is not straight. So scrum down to France again. This is really, really bad for Australia at the moment. Everything is going wrong for them. Ronaldo says Aussies has to get the old school flair back. And then Ramfam says, don't forget your spirit, Australia. And then Tanilla, shall we give the new coach more time? Yeah, I think Dave Rennie is a brilliant coach, and it's just going to be a matter of time before he turns this Australian side into a really good one. So you must remember that there's a lot of youngsters in this Australian side as well. So don't take anything away from him as well. So free kick here for France on the 10-meter line after a little mistake there from Australia. So Carbonell's got the ball in his hand and looks like he's going to go with one hell of an up and under coming up. So pressure on Australia now. The up and under has been taken. Let's see what happens with this one. Oh, it's beautifully taken by Tom Banks here for Australia. 5 meters out from their own 22. They're going to have a run here. Matamua. Oh, the pass is not good. Kicked ahead by Peno. Lolacia needs to go back for this one. He gets it eventually. Gives the long pass out to Valentini. Valentini tackled by Villiers. Now big tackle from Workey on Michael Hooper. And more trouble for Australia now inside their own 22. Tate McDermott takes it quickly. Not gaining any ground and driven to the side there by France. Does come back for Australia though inside their own 22. Let's see who's going to go at strong. Tate McDermott is there for them. Gives it up to Angus Bell, who's also on the field now. Inside the 22 still. Australia waiting for this ball to come back. They've put themselves under immense pressure there. The pass, the breakaway from Tom Banks was good, but the pass was awful. Now Tate McDermott goes for the box kick, and he is going to find touch, not far. It's still about 5 meters out from the 22 of Australia. So another chance now for France to have a go. Right, Ethan says we also have to remember rugby union in Australia's 6 or 7 sport. Crazy how they have won 2 World Cups. Exactly. That's why I said for Australian rugby to really get back those glory days, they need to host the next World Cup. Right, Jalok up to the 25 meters out from the 22 now for France. Galut, a little knock on here from France. And a chance now for Australia. No, the referee calls it. almost immediately. So scrum down to Australia, 5 meters out from their own 22 now. It's an 8-point game with about 13 minutes to go. Angus Bell making a cracking tackle there. And good to see the youngster coming through for Australian rugby. Rugby, talking of rugby, rugby has just donated £1. Thank you so much for that one as well, Andrew. Good to see you tuning in for a good crack at this one. Right, so we've got about 13 minutes left in this game, and Australia with their backs against the wall here. Free kick to them though here. A scrum going down there from France. So quickly taken by Tate McDermott, up to halfway he goes. Michael Hooper out to Lalasia, now finds Hunter Paisami, up to halfway he goes. Oh, it's been ripped by France here, and Arthur Vincent now over halfway he goes. Comes back for Carbonell now, taken forward by the big forwards of France now over halfway. Galoud again, breaks through the first defense, but the pass is poor and goes into touch between the 10 and halfway inside Australians' half. Big Pompey says, when is South Africa going to get a Rugby World Cup again? Been a long, long time. So, yeah, we were supposed to get 2023, but we're not going to go talk too much about that one, though. But, yeah, we'll probably get it 2031, 2034, maybe. Who knows? But it is about time we get another one. So Lonergan with the throw in, finds Darcy Swine. Up to halfway they go with the driving maul is Australia now. This is looking better from Australia now. They need to score now. 11 or 12 minutes to go in this game. They need a penalty or a try to keep in touch with this one. Tate McDermott goes with the box kick over the top. It's chased down by Kurabetti. It comes back to the way of the Australians now. Tamoa. Out it goes to Hunter Paisami. Hunter Paisami out wide. It goes to Tom Wright. No, it's Andrew Callaway who's on the field. So over the 22-meter line they go. Tate McDermott now. Waiting for this to come out. Lolasia. Out to Angus Bell. Driven back in a tackle just outside of 22, right in the middle of the field. Now looking Salakai Lotto. Great defense from France here, but a penalty advantage coming. Probably needs to take this penalty as Australia. Now comes Matt Tamua with a little dab through. Fights Kurabetti. But into touch he goes. So we're coming back for a penalty to Australia right in the middle of the field. Danila asking how's the backline look like for Australia. So, yeah, they've been pretty solid at times. Tom Banks, Tom Wright, Hunter Paisami, Marika Korobetti coming into it in the second half. Noah Lalasia done nothing wrong here in the second half. Things are now looking to go a little smoother since Tate McDermott is on. So Australia's not opted to go for goal. They've gone to touch 5 meters out. So, yeah, Australia might be worse than we thought, says Albie the Suffer. Remember, guys, we also played not too great against Georgia last week to start off, but we got going in the second half. So Australia will get there as well. Lucan Salakai Lotto has taken into the back of that lineup for Australia now. Lakeland Onaga needs to get this out to Tate McDermott. Straight in the line by Harry Wilson. About 10 meters out now. Tate McDermott again. Rob Valentini. 5 meters out now. Tate McDermott gives it out to Harry Wilson. Harry Wilson a meter short here. Can it get there? Korobetti tries to go short. Right under the post now. Tanilla Tupou just short as well here. Great defense from France. Still coming. Oh, Michael Hooper's got the try for Australia. And with 10 minutes to go, the vital try for Australia. Is this the comeback that we wanted to see from Australia now? If they get the conversion, it's going to be a 1-point game. LB the Suffer says Australia have been playing New Zealand over the last 2 years, though. Yeah, it's probably true, but always the first game is a little bit jittery, you know, if you can put it that way. Nathan says, Jesus pour la France. So I have no idea what you just said, Nathan, but I would love to learn or French at some stage. But I guess that you say that France is doing well. Who knows? But either way, guys, it is a try to Australia now, and 21 points to 18 with 9 minutes to go. Conversion over, so 21 points to 20. It's a 1 point game here going into the last 9 minutes of this game. Great work from Michael Hooper, just showing his experience in the way he went over for that one. LB, the Sun says France just came off the Six Nations as well. But remember, they've got a second string team, LB. Then Tanilla says, which one is your team? So I'm on the fence with this one, Tanilla, but I did say that Australia was going to win it. I never gave a number, but I did say that they will pull it off. So Tom Banks inside his own 22, kicks it downfield. Not going to find touch now. A chance here for France as they go to the air. Let's see what is. Oh, it's gone out directly. So a mistake there from the fullback jamming it. And that has gone directly into touch. So line out on the 10-meter line inside their own half for 2 Australia now. 8 minutes to go. Is this the point where Australia steals this one? Danila says that's interesting. Right, so Lakeland Lonergan now with the throw into this lineup between the 10 and halfway line. Inside France half, taken by Salakai Lotto. Now Tate McDermott. Out it goes to Matt Tamua, straightened by Naisarani, but held up beautifully in the tackle. Roundabout on the 10-meter line. And it looks like France have counter-rucked this and they have stolen this. Or no, they haven't. It comes back to Tate McDermott on halfway. Gives it out to Corabetti. Corabetti runs up to the 10-meter line. Now, quick ball needed. Penalty against Australia there. Diving off their feet. And a penalty to France now. LB de Sava says France throwing the game now. And Ross Sermon says, you can't steal what you own. Exactly. So... yeah, it is. It is what it is. So a penalty to France now on the 10-meter line inside Australia's half. And yeah, we have to be honest. Australia has made too many mistakes in this game. They can consider themselves lucky to still be in this, in the way they've made the errors. And France not capitalizing in the second half the way they've done in the first half. So yeah. Let's see what happens with this throw-in. Taken in by France now. And the maul has been formed on the 10-meter line. Can they get this ball out as France coming back very slowly for them? It's really struggling to get it out. Now it comes out. The big forward, Smokey, taking it up over the 10-meter line now for France. Quick ball needed. A little knock on here from France as well on the 10-meter line. And it's not going to come back to Australia's side. But it will be a scrum down to Australia on the 10-meter line inside their own half. LB says, what's the penalty count like? I'm not sure, but I think they're more or less the same. I don't have the statistics for that one, unfortunately, LB. But it's like I said, very close. Both teams giving away almost the same exact amount of penalties. Carl says, Alice Les Blues. And 11J said, do you have a Patreon account, Guru? No, I don't have, 11J said. So, unfortunately, I must still set one up. Then Murray Antoinette Garrow says, Guru, what time for your team in the Lions? So, I initially thought that game was going to start at 6 o'clock South African time, but it seems like it will be happening at 7 o'clock like it was originally scheduled. And Ellie Cruz is up the Australians. Right, so penalty to Australia from that scrum and a great opportunity now for them. Will Tom Banks go for goal? It's Angus Bell who won that penalty for Australia with 5 minutes to go. Will they be able to have the distance to go for goal here? We know Tom Banks is a good kicker. Lolasia, I don't know if it's going to be in his reach. So... interesting to see which way they're going to go. Right, they have decided to kick for touch instead, as it would have been probably just a little bit out of their reach on the 10-meter line. So Just outside of 22 now. Lakeland Lonergan with a chance to win it for Australia. Here they come. Salakai Lotto taking it now. Michael Hooper. Out it goes to Korobekti. Over the 22-meter line they go. Tate McDermott waiting for that ball to come out. 10 meters out from the try line now. Can they do this? Tate McDermott out to Angus Bell. He puts his head down. Quick ball needed now. Tate McDermott's got it. He's going to give it out to Marika Korobekti. Hospital pass there though. Driven back in the tackle. Tate McDermott again out to Valentini. Still about 15 meters out now is Australia. A drop goal coming up from Lolasia. Is he going to get this? No, it's gone to the right of the post. So, unfortunately, he's not going to be the hero today. Right in the middle of the field, just outside of 22. He went for the drop goal, but it goes to the right of the post. And he would have been the hero if it went over, but just not today. So, 22-meter restart now. Naissaran is on for Wilson as well. We've got 3 minutes to go in this game. Albie the Sava says France should have taken the points there. Well, it wasn't a penalty to France, though. So, yeah. Ramfam says go Wallabies. How much time is left? We've got 3 minutes to go. Right, the restart from France into the hands of Marika Korobekti. Over halfway he goes. Driven back in the tackle now. Tate McDermott. Out it goes to Naissaran. Straight in the line by Tanila Tupou. Tanila Tupou still going up to the 22-meter line. Right in the middle of the field. Now Tate McDermott. Hunter Paisami with a cross kick. And it's going to go just too far into touch, unfortunately. Andrew Callaway just not able to get to that one. That would have been the winner for sure. But instead it's gone out directly into touch. And it's going to be a line out to France about 5 meters up from their own 22. Albie the Suffer says they need a Colby to take a 50-meter drop goal. And then Kenneth says, I don't think Australia will make. No, in rugby, that's the beauty of the game. It can change in a matter of a second. They could give a penalty away from the line out. They could give away a penalty from the ruck. Who knows? Anything can happen as Locke gets some attention for a knock to the head there, the number 7 of France. So 2.5 minutes to go in this game. Can Australia do something with this, or will France seal the victory? Danila says, go, Blue, go. Right, so we're just waiting on this one. Plenty of injury breaks at the moment. So with 2.5 minutes to go, who's going to get this one? Right, so the throwing coming on the 22-meter line here for France. Can they secure this ball and keep hold of it for the next 2.5 minutes? Big moment coming up for Darcy Swine and Lucan Salakai Lotto. Can they win this lineup for Australia? Or will France hold on to this? Lots of discussions. Oh, it's been slapped by Australia, but it comes back the way of France here. And just inside their own 22 now, France. They just need to secure this ball now. Taken forward by the big guys here inside the 22. They need to get out of their own half if they want to win this game. Controlled at the back by the scrum half here. He's going to go with the box kick over the top. He's going to look for distance here. Villiers is chasing after this. Taken in here by Australia. Last chance now. 2 minutes to go. Tom Banks on the run. Tom Banks over halfway. He goes. Sets it up nicely now. Tate McDermott. Tate McDermott out to Lolasia. To Valentini. Out to Nonigan on the outside. Still just inside the France half at the moment. Tate McDermott. Darcy Swine. Nakamura Callaway. Now they're going to run it. Puts it to the boot. Why would you kick it? And into the hands of France. And they're going to put it into touch from there. And it's going to find touch right about on the 10-meter line. Inside France half. I don't know why would you want to kick the ball away with a minute to go in this game. But it's worked out for them somewhat. But it is going to be a line out to Australia, round about on the 10-meter line inside France half. Taro says, yep, a lot of hard work for Australia for training and then quite impressive for a second string French team, win or lose. And then France going to win the World Cup at home. Put money on it. Not going to differ with you there, LB. They've got a very good chance of winning it, but will they choke? That's the question. So Australia's got it now on a 10-meter line. Here they come, Naisarani. Oh, Naisarani isolated there, and a penalty to France with 30 seconds to go. That could just as well be the ball game. Dante, absolutely monstrous there, stealing that ball on the ground for them. How impressive he's been today, stealing quite a few balls on or at ruck time for France, and he's an inside center, built like a loose forward for France. Right, so we'll probably have time for another penalty here, or a line out at least. So the kick from France, not the greatest of kick though, on the 10-meter line inside their own half, they find touch. So time is up on the clock now. They just need to secure this ball from the line out and kick it into touch. James Walter says France a different beast these days. And then Terraman, France took a choker title from the All Blacks in the World Cup. Line out as a sloppy one, slap back here from France. Oh, another mix-up here, and Tate McDermott has got it for France on a 10-meter line, or for Australia on a 10-meter line. Here they come, Tanila Tupou. France might have just thrown away this game now. 10 meters out from their own try line is Michael Hooper, waiting for this ball to come out. Gives it out to Naisarani. What a mistake from France. Still 5 meters out from the try line now is Australia. And waiting for it is Valentini. Gives it out to Angus Bell. Still 5 meters out is Australia now. Luke and Salakai Lotto out to Tanila Tupou. Held up in the tackle there. Still about 7 meters out from the try line is Australia now. And ball comes back now for them as well. France just choked again. 5 meters out from their own try line. Lakeland Lonergan waiting for this ball to come out. Pick and go from Australia, and a penalty advantage coming for Australia now. So this could be it. Taken by Michael Hooper. They are going to play the advantage though. First and foremost, because it is going to be a difficult kick coming up for Lalasia. Right, still about 5 meters out now. Michael Hooper again trying to work his way up. The forwards, Darcy Swine, waiting for this now. Pick and go again from Australia, still 5 meters out. Right in the middle of the field here is Australia, 3 meters out from the try line now. Michael Hooper is going to have a crack. Just short again is Australia now. Tate McDermott. Out it goes to Valentini. Still 2 meters out now. Tate McDermott is going to have a crack, but he's just short as well. Great defense from France here at the end, but they've thrown this game away themselves. Right, here they come again. Still a meter short is Australia. Will they be able to get this one? They're looking good for this one. Set up Angus Bell, still a meter short. Now Valentini waiting for it. Gives it out to Lakeland Lonergan. They're not going anywhere at the moment, but they've got possession. Tate McDermott back in the pocket is Lalasia. Oh, it's been charged down by France there, but we're coming back for the penalty to Australia. And that could be it. Lalasia could be winning this for Australia at the death. Right, here's going to have a shot at goal. Let's just see where this penalty will be. 19 phases from Australia and unable to get over the try line. But this kick, let's see. Just still can't see from exactly where he's going to kick this one. And wait, says the referee. There might be something. But no, it's right in front of the post. So easy for him. Straight through it goes. A victory here for Australia. Unlikely one from a bad mistake from France at line-out. And they've choked at the very end, giving the win to Australia by 23-21. And the France coach will have nightmares of that last movement in this game. hats off to Australia to try until the very end. But one have to feel that France, that is stolen. I know you can't steal what, like Ross Simon said, you can't steal what you own. But yeah, that has definitely been stolen here at the very, very end. Ram Fam says, what stupid. And then 11J said, thank you, Australia. Ross Simon says, never in doubt. Yeah, it was one of those ones where you expected the Wallabies to win it. And at the end of the day, they've managed to steal it rather than win it. So, yeah, hats off to Australia for getting this one. But France will look at themselves and say, they've thrown this one away. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Until next time, guys, this is the Rugby Guru. Cheers for now.